The College of Fine Arts etching is hand-drawn on a copper plate. The plate has been covered with a very fine layer of dust of rosin, which will create a range of values when the plate is put into acid. In this case, the image is drawn 5 times and placed or bitten by the acid 5 separate times to create the value scale from light gray to black. I will be drawing or blocking out the image with different color stop-outs throughout the process. You may notice that the image is drawn backwards so that it will print in the proper orientation when it is completed. Here you see the plate at the 5 different stages as it's put into the acid. And finally, taking the plate out of the acid for the last time, we'll now have a chance to clean it off and see what the actual image looks like. Okay, so this plate's been in the acid 5 separate times for 5 separate values, where you can see the copper now will be the darkest area, close to black. And everything which is blocked out with different Sharpie paint pens and litho crayons will be lighter values from white to light gray to middle gray to dark gray, and then finally this black. So we're going to start by cleaning it off with denatured alcohol. And we'll see a rainbow of effect here. As the Sharpie paint pens come off. And finally, we start to see the image in the positive for the first time. So this solvent of denatured alcohol works on the Sharpie paint pens and also on the rosin, which creates the aquatint, very fine powdered rosin, but it does not take off other blockouts like the litho crayon that I draw with. So that needs this other solvent, mineral spirits. And I'll try to do a wet washout with both solvents. Okay, I'm going to dry this by the fan for just a moment to get rid of that solvent residue, and then we'll ink it up and print it. So through the process of etching, got all these little tiny grooves in the plate that hold ink, and now we're pushing ink down into those grooves, and then we'll wipe the surface clean. And then we'll print it with a lot of pressure. The press will push dampened paper down into those recesses and pick up every little bit of ink. Start with this tarlatan, or very porous, stiff fabric. Ball it up and gently wipe it across the surface, and it starts to pick up all of the ink that isn't in the recesses. Just keep massaging it. Got the bulk of the ink off now, getting down to the finer surface. And so at this point, I'll clean up the tarlatan a little bit, go to a cleaner area. And then go to a much cleaner tarlatan. Start to see the image for the first time now. Okay, final wipe is just with the use of the phone book, the page from the phone book. And we're about ready. Wipe the edges down. And it's ready to be printed on the press. So our paper has been dampened in the water so that it's soft and will get pushed down into the recesses of the plate.